Alright, we are here at Rammbroes to start the quest Sanding It Down, level 50. If the flawless crystals you procured for us are to retain their elemental purity during the shaping process, a very specific set of abrasive substances will be required. Well, I say substances, in quotes, but one might just as well call them one substance, namely aether sand, which has 4 elementally aspected varieties. Alas, aether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it is not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stones it is used to polish. Given the rarity of the materials in question, the Goldsmith's Guild in Ul'dah seemed the likeliest place to purchase the quantity we require. When I contacted the guildmaster, however, I was informed that no aether sand was currently available. Though I requested that word be sent as soon as new stock came in, I have yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I placed the order sometime before you procured the flawless crystals. I am well aware that acquiring aether sand is no small feat, of course, and I am not an impatient man, but I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk that the tower's secrets may fall into the hands of other, less savory parties. That is why I wish to entrust you with the payment for our purchase, and send you to speak directly with Guildmaster Serendipity. Mayhap the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it is my hope that when next we meet, you will have found at least one of the 4 varieties of aether sand we require. Honestly, never really read these quest texts, so really didn't have much of an idea of why I was traipsing around, teleporting here, and then back, then here, and then back. But we are to go to Ul'dah, deliver payment, get some sand to polish these stones, which will grant us access to this the tower. Once again, the cheapest way to get there is to use our teleport to our home nation, which is free, and we need to go to Ul'dah, so we'll fly there for 120, and that's where we need to be. I have 90-something seconds left on my teleport back to Revenant's Toll, my return to Revenant's Toll, which is good timing, because I think I have to go back there next. I might just do one quest at a time, watch a show, maybe do, I might make a video pretty darn soon of hard mode Garuda. Guild. So we're going to go to the Goldsmith's Guild, teleport crystal, Aethernet shard. And again, when you're in Ul'dah and you take one of these shards, you exit the teleport looking directly in the direction of the guild or whatever that you're kind of teleporting to. Serendipity is the female guild master. She's a higher human. She's got ponytails in the back, they're kind of purplish hair. She's wearing mostly white, like leather kind of gear, leather boots. Well, I don't know what kind of boots they are. I wouldn't say leather, actually. I would say kind of high waiters, whatever. You go up to her knee-high boots. There you go. But not like the sexy kind of knee-high boots, like the youthful kind of knee-high boots. Ah, Mistress Valkyr, welcome. What brings you here, if I may ask? We hand over the bulging gill pouch. Cutscene, fade to black. Take a drink here. She's got glasses. She's a nice cutie. She's excited. You here on behalf of the Sons of Saint Koinak? What fortunate timing. I was just about to contact Master Rammbroes with the news that we finally managed to acquire a quantity of fire-aspected aether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other 3 varieties, but you are welcome to settle accounts for that which we have now. Pray speak with Jemime over at the... Ah, I do beg your pardon. It seems she's assisting another customer. It's Biggs. Come on, there must be something you can do. Without that sand, we'll have to rethink our whole design. I sympathize with your plight, sir, but as I explained, the aether sand in question is already spoken for. If you'd like to reserve the next shipment, then I would be happy to accept the funds you've offered as partial payment. Partial? Are you saying it's not enough? I'm already stretching our research budget as it is. I suppose a man can do without a midday meal for a year or 2. Biggs turns as you approach. Mercy, it's been too long. What brings you here, then? Got your eye on something expensive, have you? You hand over the gill pouch, the bulging gill pouch. Well now, that is quite a money pouch. The sound of so many gil clinking together is strangely satisfying, is it not? Calming, and yet invigorating at the same time. Oh no, you're here for the blooming aether sand, aren't you? Well, I can't deny the Allagan civilization's a subject worth researching. The chief said he was looking into something big, but we never thought to ask him what. Wedge and I have been too busy tinkering with a new airship design to think of much else, see? Well, I say tinkering, quotes. Wrestling would be more like it. Still, after much wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, we've managed to put together a prototype crystal-powered propulsion system. We got the idea for it when we heard how you lot had used a corrupted crystal on board the Enterprise, as a matter of fact. Anyway, to cut a long story short, our design calls for all 4 varieties of aether sand. And that's why I can't just relinquish my claim on this batch here, even for you, lass. How are we meant to usher in a brave new age of technological innovation, if not by technologically innovating, eh? Ahem. Well, I hesitate to interrupt such an impassioned speech. Duty compels me to point out that this lady is a representative of the organization that reserved the aether sand in question, to mention nothing of the fact that her purse is considerably larger than yours. Oh, it's like that, is it? Alright, this batch is yours. I'll let you have it. But if you're going to take my sand, it's only fair that you grant me a role in this project for yours. I'll take that as a yes. It's not every day you get a chance to experiment with the wonders of the ancients. With any luck, they'll inspire me to think up another technological innovation or two. In Final Fantasy X, which is the other game I'm playing currently, Biggs and Wedge are just humans. They're guards outside of the Blitzball Stadium in Lucca, and they are both recruitable as Blitzball players. Biggs has a fairly high endurance, so he can kind of take tackles in the Blitzball game pretty well. I think his shot is okay. It's nothing to really write home about. It's decent in early levels, but like I don't think in higher levels it's all that good. Wedge starts out with the highest shot in the game, is a little fast. Like his speed is a couple notches higher than what is average. Shot is highest in the game for like the first few levels. Endurance is pretty high for a lot of levels. His attack gets really high, so he becomes a pretty good defender from like level 10-ish to like level 60-ish. And it takes a long time. Like I've been playing the Blitzball. I have 3 teams now because I have like 3 different save files for him because I like to mess around with it. He was going to be my goalie, but Nimruk, who is goalie for the Albed Sykes usually, was just, you can manipulate the game. So if you really want to recruit somebody who's already on a team, you can play exhibition games against that team until their contract is about to expire, so until there's 1 game left in their contract. And then you talk to them, you kind of like get their recruiting file up, it says 1 game left, and that's kind of how you indicate to the game, I think, that you kind of want to recruit them. And then you save the game, do a save file, play that exhibition game. If the team re-signs them, you just reset from that save file, play that 1 game again. You keep doing that until like there's a random number generator involved that will say, okay, they didn't re-sign them, and then you can go grab them. I did not do that. For some reason, Nimruk is the best goalie in the game, the entire game, which is stupid. I don't like that they did that because it's just boring. If you happen to get your hands on like his catch is so high in at least the early levels of the game, it's extremely difficult to score on him. Extremely difficult. Like anyway, like the way that catch works versus shot, and anyway, but through no manipulation whatsoever, I was going to play a game entirely with free agents, and Wedge was going to be my goalie. I was going to have him as a shooter for a while, and then midfield / defender for a while, and then he's kind of like almost useless or a little bit from 70 to 90-ish, and then he's like the second best goalie in the game from 90 plus. 90, it ends at 99, doesn't get higher than that. But for some reason they unsigned Nimruk. I was like, okay, I'll grab him. I didn't manipulate the game at all, and I'm just gonna play it as is, and so I ended up letting go of Wedge. He was just recently signed by somebody in that Blitzball league thing that I got going on, and yeah. So anyway, that's Biggs and Wedge in Final Fantasy X. I know they're in Final Fantasy VII. They're villains, at least for a while. They work for Shinra, I believe. It's been a while since I played, but I remember a lot of it. Anyway, the next part of this quest is to talk to Biggs. Now then, from what you've told me, I'm guessing you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elementally aspected aether sand as well, right? Then rather than sitting on your rump waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would be better spent looking for the stuff yourself. And it just so happens that I know a good place to start. There is said to be a peddler in northern Thanalan who, very occasionally, handles the earth-aspected variety of aether sand. Wedge is in the process of confirming the rumors as we speak. I know what you're thinking. When did my timid little friend decide he didn't need me to hold his hand anymore? The answer being, just the other day. Seems he's been inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. I thought he was joking when he volunteered to go to Thanalan without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Head out to Blue Frog and you should find him poking about with his new bodyguard. Oh, did I not mention her? Wedge thought it might be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him, just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspiring than he first thought. That was him laughing, not me. I would never laugh at Wedge or Biggs. Wedge is too cute. Little cutie. Little cutie Lalafell engineer. So we'll just teleport to Blue Frog because it wasn't too expensive. It's a long way to go if you're just flying via your mount. Experienced adventurer is standing here with a white mage looking person. Looks like he's a warrior, tankish. So the white mage here, there's a dragoon. Got a spear on her back. Save your greetings. If you're looking for a hired blade, then you'll have to look elsewhere. After the day I've had, the only company I crave is the squat, silent type. The type that has a handle and holds no less than a pint of ale. You wish to hear my tale? I warn you, 'tis no stirring epic, but as you asked, my employer, a Lalafellan lad, wished to pay a visit to a peddler who deals in some manner of special sand. I forget what it was called, but 'tis apparently worth a small fortune. Anyway, when we arrived, the man claimed his stock had been stolen by bandits. Determined not to return empty-handed, we crept into the bandit stronghold and set about locating the stolen goods. Long story short, alarms were raised, rogues were awoken, and we fled in a blind panic. I was separated from my employer in the confusion, and have not seen him since. Oh, a friend of yours, is he? Then you'd best be prepared for the worst. 'Tis just possible the poor sod may yet be lost in the old Magina mithril mine, but I fear the bandits will have caught up with him by now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Which are you? Okay. We will jazz wolf fly deep into enemy territory. Oh, I remember this place. Okay. Is this Fate? No, this is Fate stuff. Okay. Actually, you know what? I haven't got much Akobo out in a while, and this is prime territory for it, I should say. I should say. I do say. Indubitably. Attack of the Killer Chocobos. Got some grenades attacking us. Some mages. Let's just kill all the things. I didn't even do the fate, did I? Didn't mean to. Oh. Inside here is Wedge. He's hiding. He's inside a building. Yeah, there were mages and bombs. Cutscene fade to black as we talk to him. How can I be so stupid? Sneaking into a bandit's lair? It's just not the sort of thing I do, and now I'm going to die for it? No, no, I just need to calm down. I can do this. I can be brave. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to walk out of here. Here we go. And he was kind of like crouched over, and he kind of does his jump. He spreads his arms, and he turns around. He runs almost straight into you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I promise I'll leave and never come back. You waved to him. He does, Mercy, is it really you? But how'd you find me? Can you smell fear? Actually, ignore that smell. I expect you're wondering why I'm here. Well, I was just in the process of retrieving some stolen aether sand, which Biggs and I need for our research. As it happens, it was, I concede, perhaps a touch foolish and very nearly fatal, but I did succeed in snatching the stuff before my bodyguard ran away and several dozen bandits came piling after me with knives and axes and what looked like what looked very much like a plank with a rusty nail in it. That's the most dangerous one. Anyway, the important thing is that the stolen aether sand is right here in my oh dear, it must have fallen out when I was taking evasive maneuvers. It seems I won't be leaving this infernal place for a while yet. Looks like you're probably offering to find it. You'll find the aether sand in my stead? Oh, thank the gods. You're a true friend, Mercy. I hope the search doesn't prove too troublesome. The bandits don't seem to care much for visitors. Why would they, bud? You know what? We all have our talents, okay? Yours is in the mechanical variety, not in the danger zone variety. Danger zone. Right into the danger zone. Highway to the danger zone. Get to kill a couple things to get this earth-cradled aether sand. You know what? There's a fade over here. I'm gonna go join it. Let's go do it. Let's kill these earth sprites here. I don't think I have a res that I can use, so sorry, you're out of luck. We go poosh. Nope, we go poosh. We go poosh. We go poosh. Go doop. This is a big one. Big Daddy. They got some earth sprites that they're summoning that are fairly annoying. Got an AoE that you have to dodge out of the way of. We'll jump in, do our attacks, jump out. Being red mage is kind of fun. The AoE rotation still, I don't understand it entirely. It just takes a lot of mana. I understand the rotation, it's just super expensive. And he's dead. Where's my heal? I don't have it yet? I don't have it yet, never mind. Alright. A lunatic French, I know you're out there. I thought putting these as something I have to click would be a good idea. I don't like it. I don't like having to click them, so I'm going to have to move them back somewhere. Anyway, give the aether sand to Wedge. Mercy, have you had any luck locating the aether sand? Earth cradled aether sand. Yes, that's it. I must return to the workshop at once and tell Biggs the wonderful news. What's that? You're also on a mission to collect aether sand? And you're working with the chief? A treasure trove of Allegan knowledge, you say? I see. Then you should really be the one to have this. Biggs and I are far from exhausting all possible avenues of airship innovation, but it sounds as if your problem can't be solved by any other means. This expedition of yours sounds jolly interesting, I must say. I'm half inclined to join you. In fact, I think I will. Any venture worth the chief's time must be worth a look. Right. I'm more than ready to leave this awful place behind, and you should return to Ul'dah with that aether sand before there are any more, little mishaps. Be sure to keep a close eye on your pockets, Mercy. Will do, schmill do. So we'll take our return back to Ul'dah and Revenant's Toll. Therein, hop on our Jazz Wolf. I was gonna say bird, because I had my Chocobo out with me, but it ain't am. Speaking of my companion, rank 9. I have points to spend. Oh, I don't have enough to get the next strength level. Okay, yeah. There's something you can... So level 10 is the highest I can get my Chocobo to. There's something you do later in the game where you can get... You can unlock, like, higher levels up to 15, I think? I don't know. 12? Something. It's not a lot higher, I'm pretty sure. I think you can unlock one at a time. I read about it a long time ago. I forgot what it was, though. Mercy, you have returned. I take from your presence that you were successful in procuring us some aether sand. Tell me, which variety did you find? Hand over the fire-kissed and earth-cradled. Cutscene fade to black. Take a little swig here. I see. 2 varieties. Well, that is 2 more than could reasonably be expected. Reasonably. I thought I'd only saw an E at the end. Weird. Could reasonably be expected. And 2 less than I'd hoped you would say. Forgive my flippancy. You have done well, truly. If all goes to plan, we need no longer fear death by fire or earth. Master Garland, if you'd be so kind as to prepare the relevant crystals. I shall set to work immediately. Truth be told, I've been looking forward to this. One does not encounter materials like these every day. Speaking of which, how in the 7 hells did you find them? Mistake me not, old friend. I know only too well how capable you are, but aether sand isn't something you simply find gathering dust at the back of a merchant's rare gem cabinet. You explain? You had help from Biggs and Wedge? Trust them to design a revolutionary new engine the moment I turn my back. How's a genius meant to rest on his laurels when his employees are so damnably inventive, eh? And now they are determined to join us, are they? Typical. I jest, of course. It will be good to have them around. Still, as a matter of professional pride, let's endeavor to procure the 2 remaining varieties of aether sand before they arrive, shall we? Tell me, Rammbroes, have we any information on where the water and wind aspected types might be hiding? Not as of yet, but I have made certain arrangements. We shall soon see if my efforts have borne fruit. Forgive me for observing, but you seem less than enthusiastic about that prospect. If there's a complication, I'd rather we discuss it now than risk jeopardizing the expedition. Mayhap an explanation is in order, but first let us savor the preliminary victory that Mercy has won for our cause, if only for a moment. And sanding it down is complete. We have our choice of some... Yeah, I'll take a +4 crit materia. Sure. Sure. Certainly. Alright. So, sanding it down is complete. This video is complete. I'll see you next time, possibly soon. Bye-bye.